morning. My name is Elleesa and welcome to my crafting channel. So today I am going to guide you through one of my projects step by step. Let's get started.
So today I'm going to show you how I designed this cake topper in Cricut Design Space, and in another video, which I will link in the description box, I'll show you how I layered the vinyl onto this cake topper as well. I've started with a pre-made acrylic disc, and I've chosen to make the circle, which is a 12 centimeter diameter circle, and I've chosen to make it on screen at 11.38 centimeters, so it's the maximum width of smart vinyl on my Cricut Joy. So let's jump into Design Space and start a new project. My version of Design Space is version 7.41.109. Now this is the cake topper blank I am using, and I'm measuring it using my trimmer, and it's showing me here that it's about 12 centimeters in diameter. However, it does also tell me this on my packaging here. So it's got the 12 centimeters, 22 is the length here, and 2 millimeters is how wide my cake topper is. So now I'm just going to jump back to Design Space, and I'm going to add a shape, add a circle. Now I'm going to choose to make this the maximum width of the smart vinyl of the Joy, so I'm with a little bit of a buffer. So I'm going to go 13.8 centimeters. I am crafting in centimeters. Now I'm using gold smart vinyl for this, so I'm just going to change it to brown, and I'll bring this back to the center. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to duplicate that. So I'm right click duplicate, or you can push Control D or Command D. Now I'm doing all this on a PC, and I'm going to make this a lot smaller. So let's go with 10.8. And now what I'm going to do is I'm going to select the two. So I'm going to go Shift and select the other one. And I'm going to align and go to the center. Now I'm going to use one of the newer features in Design Space right now, which is the subtract feature. So I'm going to subtract one circle from the other. So now I've got a circle border. Now for me, this circle border is not going to actually go onto my cake topper. I'm just going to but I am going to get my Cricut to cut it, so that I can actually use it as a guide and then remove it. Okay, so that's my starting point. I can also double click here and rename this as to guide circle. Now this video is about an example of what you could do. The actual message is for my daughter and for one of her special occasions. However, you can make this for a birthday, you can change the theme to Mother's Day, you can change the theme to Father's Day, or any other religious type event. However, this is not to... Absolutely no
proselytism
intended here. This is just for techniques. Okay, so what I'm going to do now is I'm going to search for some free images that I want to use. So first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to look for a dove. So I'm going to go images, and I'm going to go, now what you can do actually is you can go browse all images and then click the free button. And then you can choose by operation type if you want. So you can have cut only, draw only, or cut and draw. Today I want cut only, so I might as well click that button. And now it's giving me a lot of images that I can choose from. What I'm going to do is I'm going to narrow this down to a bird. And this bird here looks like it's going to fit the occasion perfectly. Now the next thing I'm going to want is a bowl. So I'm going to follow the same process again. This time I'm just going to search for bowl. And now I'm going to click free. And now I'm going to click operation type, and here's a free bowl. And I'm going to position the bowl at the bottom, and I'm going to align center horizontally, and that's going to be the start of my design. And if I click in the right spot, that would help. Always remember to save your work. I'm going to add one more thing, and I'm going to use the same method, and I'm just going to pop it on, and then I'm going to show you the next technique. Okay, so now I've brought in another image. What I'm going to do is I'm going to align. So I'm going to take this one, the two images. So I'm using the shift key and clicking. However, you can also go shift and click on this side panel here. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to align left, and then I'm going to take the circle as well. Now I'm going to align center horizontally, and you can see how it comes in. Now, I also don't love that this is black, and I'll show you why. Because at the moment, it looks like it's all going to be one cut. But if I take this and change it to even the charcoal color, you can see now that there's two cuts in there. We are going to unite this file, but it's really good to see that on screen. So even when I'm designing for black, I usually put it in charcoal. Today, I'm actually going to... that moved. This is also a good reminder to save. Today I'm going to make this in silver, so I'm going to actually change it again to a lighter grey. But I just wanted to show you that. So I'm going to change it to even lighter grey so I can really see what's going on here. Now, I'm going to get this bird where I want it. So I'm just going to rotate it. You can use the arrow when it comes up, or you can type in the box up the top. I really do prefer my Design Space make it just a little bit smaller. Again, I'm just doing this by eye. I want it to join, but I also want enough space around it. So there we go. Now if I'm happy with that, I'm going to select all three items. I'm going to use this new combined and unite function, and you'll see those grey lines, extra grey lines, disappear. Perfect. Now I'm going to add one more image, so I'm going to look up images. This time I'll go to the browse all. I'm going to go free. I'm going to go wings. I don't really know what I want. I just want a little embellishment that I may or may not use. Oh, that looks good. We'll go with that. And now we'll go to the operation and change the color to match. Now this is what we've already got in our project, the material colors, or we can pick any color here if we wanted it on a different project. Now I'm going to make this really small, so I'm also going to contour out some of the smaller lines, not all of them, just some. I quite like the heart, I quite like the wings, but I also would like the main one. And just try and keep it a little bit more, because I'm going to use it as an embellishment. I'm not actually sure where. I think I end up putting it somewhere along here, just to balance out that bird. Okay, now moving on to the text. Let's start with the name next. Let's just go with name. Pick a font. Now I'm just going to go with Cricut Sans because I actually just want this part to be quite plain. So I'm just going to go with aligning that in the center horizontally. I would like that in the gold, and I would like to create an outline of this. I can't use the actual word, but have a look at it up here. So now I'm going to go with 0.1 centimeter off an offset. for the name, and I'm going to apply it. And I'm going to change that to white and see if I'm happy with that. That looks great. Now, I'm just going to shift and hold those and move them down. Now from here, I'm just going to repeat the same process with the sentiment. Actually, what I might do is I might just put happy on one line. And then I'm going to pick a font. Now I'm going to go to the font menu. I'm going to click on the filters. I'm going to click on free. And for a while there, that filter wasn't working very well. And I'm going to select one of these fonts. I want something a bit scripty. And I'm going to put an offset on it. So I'm going to go with this stencil font. Now for this sample here. Now you notice in the photo, I've actually used someone's handwriting, so we can't replicate that. What am I doing? I wanted that because I wanted the same font size. Because I just wanted to show you what you could do. You can just make this here. You can make it join if you want. I will like those in gold. And I'd like those to be united so that those joins are cut perfectly. Next, I'm going to do the outline. To see the preview, I actually need to move this whole thing over here so that I can see a preview. That looks good. Hit apply. Change from operation. I'm going to go to white again. And for this offset, I am going to use the contour feature. And basically, this is the cut I want. So I'm going to go hide all contours. Maybe I want that as one. And the rest of it, I don't really want. Let's see how that comes out. That's one big piece. That'll be okay. The rest look good. Really separates it in two different words. Now, you can obviously change that picture to match the sentiment. Or change the sentiment to match the picture. Okay, so what we're going to do now is if I press make it and wait, I'm going to press on matte, see what happens, because I know at least one of them has to go on. Yep, so this starts to put on smart vinyl anyway. This would go on matte. Okay, so it's bringing this in together, one piece, one cut, perfect. This is just a little embellishment. We can move that around. Now, when I go to cut it, I'm using a square scrap, so it's actually, this is more where I want to put that little sentiment. Here, it's moved everything around. So what I want to do is go back and attach those two so that it gives the spacing as per. And this is the same. I really wanted this to be in the right spots. So we need to go back and attach. So I'm going to cancel out of this. Now, instead of attaching like the name together like you normally would, we need to find the colors. So this is the font and this is the font. So the font and the font are actually what we want to attach. And the circle guide is actually what we want to attach. And this is our gold. Well, in my case, this is my gold smart vinyl. Now next I want to attach my two white layers together so that they have the spacing. This is my white. I'm double clicking on that to be able to change it. I will also move it. I'm right clicking there and bringing that to the front. And now I was happy with the way this came through, and I could just move the angel around however I wanted. Now I'm just going to make sure that that unites again. Perfect. Now press make it. And you'll see the difference now. Again, I'm going to press on matte. I'm sure because I've got one piece of smart vinyl, the whole thing will go. So this can go on a matte. Again, my scrap is a square, so it's easier for me to cut this way. This will be on a matte because I'm using my premium smart vinyl. Thank you, Cricut. And this piece here, this is on my smart vinyl, so just centering it up is all I can do, and it's only going to be centered up by a millimeter, so that's perfect. I am going to use up that whole circle. If you were wanting to conserve vinyl, you only needed to cut out this bit. I just want the circle for me to be able to see what I'm doing, or you might like that as part of your design. And then when you're ready, go ahead and continue. I've got another video on how I put this cake topper together, and so check that out in the description box below. Happy crafting!
If you liked the video today, please go ahead and give this video a huge thumbs up for me. If it is the first time you're watching me, make sure it is not the last. Go ahead and click that subscribe button and hit the notification bell so that you are amongst the first to know when I release a new video. Thanks for watching.